Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hoopers Lab podcast. This is the podcast where we talk all things basketball. I'm your host, Brody, joined here by my co-host, Riley.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you today?
I am doing fantabulous. We
Perfect.
had a
So,
amazing draft.
yes, very fun. Lots of things have happened. So let's get right into it.
Did you
Let's just kind of go.
did you tune
Yeah,
into night 2 at all? Other than
I did at the start.
I
Unfortunately, I don't know why there's a night 2, man. It's so bad.
It's just
so.
it's just money, but yeah, I literally just checked the Woj and Shams noties.
Yeah, I watched a bit of it. Stephen A was going crazy. He was like, the Knicks should draft Bronny James and have LeBron join the Knicks. And I was like, okay, this is a bit much.
Yeah, no,
They were mostly
definitely.
talking about Bronny.
Yeah, you knew that was going to be the thing like the whole night, which like fair enough, it's Bronny, but yeah, I don't know.
And to make people care about the second round, they're like, Jokic was a second round pick. Draymond Green was a second round pick. So they're trying to like hype it up, and they're like, guys, this isn't useless and trash. There's actually people that have come out of the second round.
Like Adam, keep it for real. We know no one gives a shit about this.
Yeah, for real. And then like the people that were invited to the green room for the first night and then they didn't get drafted, they have to come back the next day. That's just rude.
That's so shitty.
Yeah, that's bad. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Ricochet was the number 1 pick. It started to become more clear because Sarr didn't want to go there, so Ricochet was the next option that they zeroed in on. I don't think he helps them right away. I think he'll take a bit of time to develop, but I don't know what the Hawks are doing with their future. What do they do?
Yeah, no, I still would have taken Sarr personally, even if he didn't come. I don't really care. I would have taken Sarr, and I would not have cared about trading Okongwu as well as Capella to free up his rotation. And apparently he wants to play the 4.
I seen that.
Which
yeah.
I don't.
But Jalen Johnson plays the 4.
But even the thing is, I don't know if I fully latch onto that idea because 1, the Wizards don't really have a center other than Marvin Bagley, and 2, the power forward spot is now they obviously traded Denny, but the power forward spot is still more congested than the center is for the Wizards. So I don't know. I assume he'll come in and play
they
center.
Got Kuzma still. Yeah, well, I think so too, but we'll see. Yeah, Ricochet, it's like, I don't know. I don't think you draft a guy if he doesn't want to go there, though. But it just sucks for the Hawks that happened, because Sarr is the player that
should have gone one.
Would have been the best, yeah. Because he, I think, has the highest upside.
Yeah. I think it's okay because I don't mind Ricochet, and I think he'll fit well there. I just don't think I don't think it's the upside you would normally see out of a number 1 overall pick. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the Wizards knocked it out of the park, not just with the Sarr pick, but I think the whole draft in general, they're one of the biggest winners.
Oh yeah, the Bub Carrington pick. I really like that trade and pickup for them. So yeah, the Wizards were making some moves, and I rock with it.
Yeah, they're fully committing to the rebuild, which is good. I think that Sarr, if they do tank, well, they're gonna tank this year, and then they get a top pick next year. I think that Sarr could fit really well with whoever they decide to draft.
I agree.
So
I think their pick's
Sarr and then a top pick.
Is their pick top 10 protected or something? I think it's 10 maybe.
I'm gonna be honest with you, they're getting that pick, man. They're getting that draft.
I think it's protected because in 2K it always goes to somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure it's top 10.
2K draft picks.
I know they're
Their protections are fucked.
They're so inaccurate. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's so funny. Yeah. So let's see here. The Wizards. I mean, Yeah. The Rockets get Reed Shepherd, which like I think everyone knew. This was like the pick that I think was the most obvious,
Yeah, everyone was.
because it's such a good fit.
No,
So
exactly. Everyone, literally, like everyone was mocking it. So, and it is the right pick.
yeah,
If they didn't trade
um,
it, I should say.
yeah, yeah. And I guess no one wanted to trade for the pick, so the Rockets are trying to get Kevin Durant, so that's an
I know.
interesting
I
little
saw that.
loophole.
It would be.
Yeah,
It's a little ambitious.
a little. Yeah, I don't think KD's like the main guy you want. You
I feel
know,
like the
I don't think
timeline's
he
a
can
little weird.
carry. It is weird, and he also like, if you're training for Kevin Durant, you want championship,
Well, what
and
would
I
a
don't think Kevin Durant can be the lead guy in a championship anymore.
what would a package
Well,
look like? Dylan Brooks, like for Cap, Dylan Brooks and what the Jock Landale, but that's still not even like that. You're still probably like 10 to 15 mil off at that point.
yeah,
And I
I
think
don't know how they make that
I'd
work.
rather keep Fred VanVleet in that kind of trade.
Yeah, um, but yeah, Rockets. So like, if I had to give a grade to the Hawks pick, I give it like a B. You know, just like solid.
You did what you could.
Um, yeah, Wizards, I give it an A,
Yeah, Wizards get an A, solely
maybe A
because
plus.
I'd give it an A solely because like if
Yeah.
you didn't make this pick, you'd get an F.
Yeah, true. And then the Rockets for Reed Shepard, that's like an A minus, I think. I'm higher on Reed Shepard than most, and his fit here is phenomenal. So,
Yeah,
and then the Spurs, Stephon Castle. This is another like
this is the four that
A
was.
minus, I think.
Yeah, this is the four that was like mocked. So I'm not surprised by that pick.
Yeah,
And
but
yeah, it's the
I knew
right
the
pick.
Spurs were gonna fall in love with him. That's why we mocked him here when we did our mock draft.
Yeah,
So, yeah, just a winner, and I think he fits well with what they're trying to do. I think that the Spurs can kind of work around his offensive deficiencies right now. You know, because I think they can like drop some plays for him. You know, he can be active on offense, like backdoor cuts. He's not going to a team where like the Lakers last year, where they just stand still if they don't have the ball.
yeah,
So,
he's gonna get that opportunity to play point guard like he wants now. So
yeah,
I
sure.
think it'll be good for them and him.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good one. Now, 5 is where things got
how
interesting.
about them Pistons? Oh brother, how do you feel about this pick?
Okay, yeah, I'm interested with this one. So, Ron Holland, I think he's one of the biggest, like, you either really love this pick or you really don't. I've seen lots of people say that they think Ron Holland has, like, the highest upside in the draft or the
Hmm.
second highest upside. I'm not on that boat.
I'm not.
I don't like this pick.
I don't like the pick. I don't think he'll be a bust or anything, but yeah, I don't like this pick. Um,
How
so,
good do they think Fred Vincent is? They just keep.
he's the
I don't
goat,
know,
man. I'm
man.
telling you. No, here's the thing. Well, actually, first, did you realize? Like, I didn't realize it until the draft night that the G League Ignite were like 2-32. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Those boys
yeah,
suck.
that's why they. Yeah, exactly. I'm not drafting any G League players because of that, bro.
But yeah, like I don't mind the Ron Holland pick, and I like him going to a place where he'll get opportunity to grow and learn. Because I do think he has a lot of upside. He's just very raw. You know, super athletic. He'll be come in and be a good defender, but you already have Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren, man. They
Yeah, I know.
Asar Thompson literally can't shoot, and Jalen
Hmm.
Duren literally does not shoot threes. And
Yeah, so you're gonna have 3. I feel bad for Cade,
literally,
man.
and spacing was already a huge issue last year, and now you draft Ron Holland. Like it's, I don't, I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't see it working out, and I just think this will be another year that the Pistons are maybe not worse than the league now, but you know, as long as some guys progress, but I definitely don't see them making a jump with this pick anytime soon.
Yeah. I think a big thing with the draft is where you get drafted and your like development. Like, I don't think Ron Holland's a bad player. I think he could turn into a good NBA player. The problem is he's going to a bad situation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's where it kind of like it. I don't want to speak into existence, but it's giving me Stanley Johnson vibes, man. I don't know. He gives me too much of Stanley Johnson vibes with this pick.
We
And
love Stanley Johnson.
when you already have a SAR, and when like who do you pick with this pick though? But
I was
like they're in a bad situation in itself. But
I was mocking
I don't know.
Busuelas a lot because I feel like there's more
I was as
upside
well.
in terms of his shooting ability. Because yeah, I don't know. I guess the one way you can look at it is if they're gonna try to be aggressive in free agency, maybe you just kind of let Ron Holland develop off the bench and pick up. I don't know, because I feel like everyone's like most of the free agents are signing extensions already, but you pick up who you can, and then you can just kind of slowly develop him rather than throw him into the fire as you're starting. I guess you'd probably be the power forward right away. But yeah, I don't know. Not the biggest fan of the pick. It'll be interesting to see.
And then the next pick.
Yeah, not the great.
Also,
not the biggest
not
fan of
the
the
biggest fan of.
I don't see. I just think. I don't know if like Wemby's transitioned us into like this new era or something, but the fact
French
that
era.
yeah, the fact like there's. I don't want to say there's too many, but I feel like the thing with the French prospects is they are a lot of them are going to look really raw, and I think this is going to be one of those picks. And I don't really like. I think you could have used someone that would help you more so be looking to maybe not compete, but make a push for the play and make a push for the playoffs, assuming LaMelo's healthy because we haven't seen that in forever. But yeah, I know he'll be tenacious defensively and he can space the floor a little bit, but I just think I would have preferred them to go with a more ready player here.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think that it also goes down to what I was saying with the Pistons pick, where like it's not that I hate the player, I just hate the fit.
Yeah.
Like if he went to the Spurs, I would be cool with this pick. But it's the fact that it's the Hornets and their history of player development is awful. So it's like taking a project player when your player development isn't good
Yeah.
is just a bad idea in my books.
Yeah.
He gives me lots of Ousmane Deng vibes, and I know he's still young, but I don't think he's going to turn into anything.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'd argue the only thing that's the only holy fuck that Ousmane Dieng just hasn't had any opportunity because OKC doesn't really have a whole lot of PT to give. But yeah, I think part of it is also that he was just super raw and he's just never really had a chance. But yeah, I don't know. The saloon pick, it's cool. He could become something.
Yeah, like if Ron Holland wasn't picked by the Pistons, this is where I would have liked to see Ron Holland, honestly.
Yeah.
I would have liked this a lot better. Like, I'm surprised the Grizzlies didn't trade with the Pistons because, like, that would have been better, honestly.
Well,
you
yeah,
see the
because I
Grizzlies
think
move up to 5.
I think there's a fair chance Ron Holland stays on the board. If at 9.
Yeah, exactly. And then if not, Buzelis would be there.
Yeah.
So you pick one of them, and then, yeah. So we'll see. It's very boom or bust, and if I had to pick one, I would lean more towards bust, but we'll have to see. But I really like the Blazers pick with Donovan Clingan. I know lots of people are hating on it because they're like, you have Rob Williams and DeAndre Ayton.
Robert Williams, I think, was already out the door. Like, they were going to trade him. Yeah. Even if you could get... Because he's barely healthy, one. So even if you get, like...
He is so injury prone.
Like, I don't even think I'd give up a first for him, to be honest. But if I could get, like, 2 seconds, that's fine by me.
Yeah. Which sucks, because I loved him on
he's
that,
really good when he's
team.
really good when he's healthy. He's just never healthy.
Yeah, I thought he was the best defender on that Celtics team in 2022.
Yeah.
But Marcus Smart was the defensive player of the year on the same team. So that just speaks to how well I thought he was on defense that year.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I think you could play DeAndre Ayton at the 4 since he likes to run the 4 apparently. Not saying I
He
would.
loves that
Not
mid-range.
saying I would do this, but that's an option. But yeah, I like the pick for Klingon. He's super good defensively, obviously. Um, has some rounding up to do in his offensive game, but shows positive signs. Yeah, I think this is a fine pick for them. Not the way I
Yeah.
would have predicted them going, but
Really? Okay. I was thinking that they should go here with this pick. With the way the board is was for them as well, I think that
that's true.
Cody Williams obviously was one player. I think that's where we had him going was
Yeah,
the Blazers was one. Or I've seen lots of Blazer stuff for him. Um, but I really like Klingon. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. And I think that the Blazers need some defensive infrastructure, and I think Klingon brings that right
Yeah.
away. I think he could play well off of Scoot, being a good screener for him, and also I think he could be a kind of playmaking hub at the center position, kind of like what they've been doing with what they did with Nurkic earlier,
Yeah.
when they had Dame. I think Klingon's a good playmaker for his position, and yeah, I like the pick.
Yeah, I think he'll be good. Yeah, we know he's good.
Yeah. And then the Wolves, they shocked everyone.
I really
They
like
traded
this.
for Rob Dillingham.
Yeah, I really like this for both sides because
I do too.
From the Spurs perspective, I was like before the trade was announced because I was watching live without the notifications. So before the trade was announced, I was like, you drafted Castle, but then you drafted Dillingham too. That's a little contradictory to what he wants to do. And then I saw
But Riley, we also that's exactly what we did in our mock draft.
I know.
Though. We
I
had
know.
them take Castle and
I
Dillingham.
know. That's just yeah.
But yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Did we? I thought we had Dillingham slip further. Maybe not.
Oh, we did. Yeah, who did we? You're right. You're right. I wanted Dillingham to go there, but then we went with someone else. I forget who it was.
I was gonna say
Topic. It was Topic, I think.
Oh, right,
Which
right.
is even more contradictory.
Yeah, it's but yeah, no, I really like it for the Spurs because you get I forget when the first pick that they got back is, but then they get the
2031 or something.
I thought it was 2031 top one protected, and then 2029 maybe.
2029 probably. Yeah, I think it's 2029.
So like by then you're hoping. I feel like there's a fair chance that the Timberwolves may not be good by that point, so I think that's a fine risk to take. And then the Timberwolves jump up and get Rob Dillingham, which is a fantastic pickup for them. You get another spark plug offensively, and you get your Mike Conley replacement as he is like 38, 39.
He's old.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's 39.
I think he's
like 37 maybe. He is 36.
36?
He'll be 37.
What the hell? I thought he was like 38.
You thought he was 39?
I thought he was like 38.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get your future guy, and I think Dillingham's frame needs to fill out a bit because he's like 6'1", 160. Like he's super small.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Which is a little concern. Like bros out here as big as Mason, but yeah. Put on some weight, and I think he'll be good. And to be I assume he'll be the backup point guard this year. So, get to develop next to under Mike Conley, and then next to Ant. So yeah, I think it's a very good move from them.
Yeah, the Spurs get future assets when they didn't really like anyone with the 8th pick, and then the Timberwolves get a guy that, can come in, and he's in a great spot to succeed because they can kind of cover up his defense a bit, and just putting a young player in a winning environment right away, I think is beneficial for his development, just because, he'll know what winning is like early on, and he can learn from some of these guys. And I just think that he is going to be a really good backup point guard for them, bench scorer, give them a spark that they really need.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He'll be a sponge in this organization.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really like it. Dillingham, I've seen lots of people hate on him. I've seen, people say he's like Bones Highland. I really like Rob Dillingham. I'm higher on him than I think most people. I was really high on Tyrese Maxey coming out of the draft, and I don't know like I see very similar things with Dillingham.
Yeah,
Like I think he can be like kind of that archetype. Like
yeah, I
Maxi
agree.
is so good, but Dillingham, I don't see many differences between them
Yeah,
from when I
super,
really liked Maxi coming out of the draft. So.
super quick, spark plug, just efficient score, and yeah, I think the only major concern for me is his just how small he is, but I think that's okay for now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then the Grizzlies, they upset. They surprise everyone. They go with Zach Edey at 9.
I
Um,
I'm coming around on the pick slightly. I'm still not a super big Zach Eady
yeah,
fan, but I understand it. I think I partially because I think they panicked after the Blazers took Klingon, and they were like, "Shit, what do we do? We got to try to trade this." And I feel like they just kind of panicked. I think if they were gonna reach for a big, personally, I think I would have went for Kalel Ware, but um,
really? Okay.
but that's I'm not mad at with the Edie pick because like you get a 7'4" dude who not in shoes, so he's massive. Um, and Jaw's been playing. Like I don't think the fit is perfect, but at the end of the day, Jaw's been playing with Jonas Valanciunas and then Steven Adams as his
Steven. Yeah.
two bigs for the past 5 seasons. So I think he'll be fine. Um, he has solid touch around the rim. Obviously, his game's a little outdated, but Jahlil Okafor was hooping for a while, so I think he'll be all right. I think
Was he?
Jahlil Okafor had a couple years. People just didn't
He
like him.
averaged like 18 as a rookie.
Yeah, I think ZD.
They won like 3 games.
Keep calling him ZD. I think Edie will be.
ZD.
I think Edie will be all right. I personally I would hope for him to get a little bit better in NBA shape because he's like 300 pounds, which is not terrible, obviously, especially considering
For a
he's
7'5" guy.
yeah, especially considering he's 7'4". But I think if he could drop down to maybe like 280, 285, he'll be fine come regular season time.
Yeah, for me, I think a big thing is the mobility because the Grizzlies are a team that, they like to play with pace, and Zach Edey is very slow. So that's the part that kind of I can see being a bit weird of a fit. But I really like Zach Edey in the pick and roll, even
Yeah.
though he is slow. I think that he can be a really good screener as well. I think that he really helps out with Jaren Jackson's deficiencies, so I
Yeah.
think he fits well there. Because Jaren does not rebound, so you get a 7'5" guy, and you're like, there you go.
Yeah, it's basically
Um,
like your Steven Adams replacement, just better
yeah,
offensively and not as effective defensively, but still super big, so I think the defense will be fine. I think the reason I'm okay with this pick is just because I think the fit will be pretty good for the most part. And
yeah,
more so
like,
in how they
I
use
don't,
him, I guess. Like, I don't think it'll be seamless,
mhm,
but yeah.
yeah, I don't think that he's going to come to the NBA and play like he did in college. So
Yeah.
that's why I think, like, he'll be able to adapt, I think. I don't think this is as bad as a pick as I've seen people been saying. But, another thing, he hasn't even been playing basketball for that long.
Yeah,
Like,
so I was like 6 years or something.
yeah, he averaged 2 points per game in his high school senior year. And he was this tall. And, he's just improved every single year. Like, even if you look at last year, he didn't declare for the draft because he was like, I'm going to go back to college and I'm going to, work on my game.
Yeah.
And he did. And he went 9th. So that was a really good bet on himself. I was kind of weirded out when he did not declare last year, but it really worked out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now moving on to the Utah Jazz.
I don't have.
I like this pick.
Yeah, I don't have super major opinions on this pick, mainly because it's the Jazz, and I don't really care for the Jazz, if I'm being honest. But I like Cody Williams. I think I think this was the right pick for them. I think
Yeah.
he'll have a lot of opportunity there to play the wing, and obviously he's a great defender.
Danny Ainge knows good wings, so I mean we'll see how
So do I.
he sees something there. So yeah, you do.
I think
Um,
I think this is a good pick for them, the right pick at the time. No complaints from me here.
Yeah, I like it. And then the Bulls, Buzelis falls all this way,
Goes back
and they
to
get the hometown
yeah.
kid.
I really like this pick for them. It's a great way to kickstart their rebuild. You get a super. As long as you give him the opportunity, he had potential to go 1. So getting him at 11 is fantastic value. If that jump shot comes around, he'll be looking great. Really.
I think the jump shot. I believe in the jump shot.
So do I.
I think it'll eventually come around. But they really needed a forward, the Bulls did, and every mock draft I've seen was them taking a guard, and I did not want that to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to happen, and it didn't, ultimately. So, like, I seen Devin Carter was mocked here a lot.
I don't like that at all.
I seen some other guards that were mocked here, but I didn't like any of it. So I'm glad that they got Buzelis.
No.
I think it's a perfect fit.
No, yeah, Bulls definitely get like an A for this pick. I'm super high on Buzelis, and yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the next pick. See, okay, the Thunder get Topic. Now, I really like Topic. I am very high on him. Obviously, the injury thing is a concern, but I don't think it's too concerning for me personally.
I don't think it's concerning. I think the consensus is that he's going to sit out the rest of the next season, though.
He's not playing next
which
year,
is probably mainly why the Thunder made this pick. But my problem with it is you don't really have a lot of guard like availability at the moment. You know, you already have Shea, Case, and Wallace.
They are stacked at guard.
Yeah.
So
You got Isaiah Joe. You just traded for Alex Caruso. Even next year, like, I don't know, depending on what moves you make, obviously, I feel like there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunity for him, which obviously this has been the thing with the Thunder and their mountain of draft picks that they have, so it'll be interesting to see. I really like Topic. Obviously, he's a phenomenal playmaker. The jump shot's okay, and everything else is pretty good as well, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see next year when he's healthy.
yeah, and it's also just like they traded Josh Giddey and they got a like Josh Giddey clone almost, you know? Like I think that they're very similar in the way they play. Obviously there's lots of differences, but I think that's the same kind of archetype, you know? And they just got another one of that.
Yeah.
And
well,
he doesn't
this
really
one's hopefully not a creep.
Have you heard him in interviews?
Topic?
Like his voice?
No.
Yeah. He literally sounds like Bane from Batman. He has like the deepest voice. It's so weird. And I don't know. I think they should have went with more of a win now player because, you know, they're trying to win now. I don't think they need another project player.
Yeah.
But I just don't like the fit here. But do you know what I would have liked here? I would have liked Dalton Connect. I think that would have been great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the place he did go, we'll talk about that later. You know?
For now, we're talking
Kings
about
get
Devin Carter.
I don't have too much.
Yeah, it's a fine pick. I think it's the right pick, or a good pick, I should say. There's some more upside players a little later, but I think he'll come in and I think he'll do what you wanted Davion Mitchell to do for them. And now that they traded him as well,
in Toronto
now that they traded him as well, that opens up the minutes for him, and I think he'll do solid there.
Yeah, I agree. Not really too much of an opinion outside of what you said. Like I think he complements the other guards great, and that he can really give a good effort on the defensive end. So, and then we talked a bit about Bub Carrington. That's a really good pick. And then the Heat with Kel'el Ware.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting pick. Doesn't really scream Heat culture and a Heat kind of guy, but you know, if he can develop behind Bam, I think he'll turn out to be solid for them. Space the floor, rim protect.
Next to Bam.
Oh, he's running the 4, or is Bam running the 4? Bring back.
I think I could see Bam run.
Bring back power forward Bam.
I think that's when Bam was at his best.
That was like MIP Bam.
Yeah, and like next to the stretch big of Myers Leonard, obviously I think Kel'el Ware is just the non-racist Myers Leonard. But yeah, I think he could be he has potential to be a good stretch 5 next to Bam, who could run the 4, and they can make a good mobile front court.
Yeah,
that's solid defensively. Now, I'm not going to knock on the Heat development and the Heat drafting because they are always right most of the time.
For real, doesn't matter who they drafted, he's going to be an all-star.
Yeah, but I would have liked them to pick Jared McCain instead.
I was hoping they went McCain as well, actually.
Yeah, I think that they needed McCain more than they needed Khalil Ware. So, but McCain to the Sixers was a great pick.
Yeah, super good pick by them. You get another young guard to, especially on a roster that has 3 people on it currently, and now him.
He can shoot.
You get a guard that's able to do everything. Bit of a volume scorer, and I think he'll just look good developing behind Maxey, because I'm assuming they fill out the 2 with an ideal person there.
Yeah, like a KCP type.
I think. He did enter free agency.
Yeah, the thing with McCain, like, having Maxey and McCain is a bit redundant, just because I think there are lots of similarities.
Yeah.
But, you could have, like, when Maxey's not playing, you could have another, type of Maxey.
Yeah,
so,
no, exactly.
But they're going to be the happiest duo in the league, man. I feel like McCain and Maxey are, like, the happiest, like, always smiling. So you're going to have that energy. It's going to be good vibes.
Yeah.
Like, the NBA is not ready for the TikTok content with Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. And, bro, the draft coverage fucking sucks.
I was going to say.
McCain, they only showed his TikTok, so they were just talking about his fame. Like, no.
Bro, they did not care about bro's basketball skills.
No, they did not. They just showed him dancing on TikTok. Like, that's just, that part sucked because he is such a good basketball player, and I think that part gets a bit overlooked just because of how popular he is because of his following. So and then 17, the best pick of the draft,
the steal of the draft. I don't want Rob Pelinka doesn't deserve any credit for this pick. He was gifted a prayer. If there is an NBA god, they're a Lakers fan.
No, for real, because I had Dalton Connect. I thought he was going 6 or 7.
I was low-key considering mocking him to the Pistons one time.
The Pistons? Yeah. I've seen some of that too. So, like, I love Dalton Connect. I think that the only reason he fell is because he's too old.
Yeah, his age.
And I think in a weak draft, lots of people are trying to take upside over everything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Dalton Connect only just became good at basketball. So I think you kind of have to look at it in that perspective. You can't look at when their birthday was and their age. I think you kind of have to look at their basketball arc. Like, he had a growth spurt pretty late, and he, really only became the player he is now this year. So, I think it's only going to go up from here.
Yeah, I think he is going to fit seamlessly next to LeBron, obviously. And I think now that JJ Redick is going to love this as well, to know exactly how to get
running the plays,
get him involved
already.
And I think there's I don't think there's like all-star potential, but I do think there's some upside with him rounding it out. And I think the hope would be as well that he tightens it up a little bit defensively, but easy
sure.
A+ pick here.
Yeah, for sure. This is an amazing pick. JJ's foaming at the mouth, getting the chance to drop plays for him, and I think he's a great pick for a Lakers team that will hopefully run more plays and run more action off the ball. So
you didn't enjoy their offense with Darvin just standing with his hands in his pockets?
Yeah, but he can score, and I think he'll be a great scorer at the NBA level. I think, the defense is one thing, but I think this is an amazing pick.
Yeah.
And then you go to the Magic. De Silva, it's like, what? I mean, we don't need... No, let's stop talking about this. Is there any pick past the Lakers that you want to talk about in particular?
I actually like the De Silva pick. There's not a whole lot to talk about it, but I think he'll be just another great fit for the Magic. Spaces the floor well, and I think he'll come in and make an immediate impact. They do have a little bit of a logjam at the forward position, though.
That's exactly... Yeah, that's why I don't like this pick.
Yeah.
They're so loaded already, it's just a big log jam. And when Jacoby Walter's on the board, I think you take him, just because I think that you need.
Yeah.
I mean, Gary Harris was your starting shooting guard in the playoffs, so I think that Jacoby would definitely be a player that can shoot threes and play defense for them.
Well, it's gonna be Devin
And
Booker.
Maybe not. But I really like Jacoby Walter to the Raptors just because I think that he can play off the ball. I think he can turn to a shot creator at the NBA level. He has the potential to do that. He's athletic, he can score the ball, and he can defend at a solid level.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good pickup for them as well.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Jalen Tyson. I have no opinion.
Pels get Missy. That's fine.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
That's fine. He'll rim protect and rim run. That's hopefully Jackson Hayes, but he actually develops. The rebounding's apparently a bit of a concern, but that's fine. As long as you can.
Really?
As long as you can ask Zion to buy in, who knows? Yeah.
I thought rebounding was like one of his. He only averages 6 rebounds.
Yeah.
Nah, he only averaged 6 rebounds in college.
Yeah, I think it's a fine pick.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I
He
don't
only
know.
played. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll be fine.
Depends what the Pels do in free agency and with the rest of the offseason. Probably nothing because David Griffin sucks.
Yeah.
Son,
And then we got the worst. Oh.
Who are you gonna say?
I was gonna skip Dayron Holmes because it's it's an all right pick.
It's fine.
It's
Nuggets,
just not
Nuggets.
much to talk about.
Yeah.
The Bucks had the worst pick of the draft, man.
Damn.
AJ Johnson, man. He didn't even get minutes in a development league. He only played 70 total minutes this year for a development team, and he's a first-round draft pick. I just don't.
I was gonna say I didn't hear a lot about him.
But Giannis was this. The Bucks had a pick at early the second round. They could have gotten someone there. And the Bucks are trying to win now, and this guy is 2 years away from being 2 years away from being 2 years away, So
I mean, that's the
think
thing.
that,
Maybe they're trying to get for the future, but yeah, I think you also need to draft for some
Why?
players to help you now because your bench is old and getting shit.
they should have drafted Terrence Shannon.
Yeah.
Terrence Shannon is a guy that I think the Wolves also get a W because Terrence Shannon I think could come in right away and make an impact.
Yeah.
He's an older player, and I think the Bucks would have loved to have him, but they wanted a guy they could have gone in the second round.
Yeah, they had a really good
So-
year this year, or a really good draft.
Yeah, the Timberwolves I think are one of the winners of the draft. Yeah, and then you got the Jazz. I think are a big winner. They get Collier at 29.
Yeah, steal.
Even if he doesn't become a great player, that's still incredible value.
Yep. Person that was the number 1 prospect at the beginning of the season, falling to you at the end of the draft is nothing to complain about there.
Yeah, there was lots of mocks having him I think the highest I seen him was 11 to the Bulls. So you get a guy that at 29 that has upside.
Yeah.
I think that some players get written off too quickly. He had one bad college year, and now he's getting written off. So I think that's a huge W for them.
Yep.
So they get him. They get Cody Williams, which I think is a good pick, the best they could have done at that position. And then they also get Kyle Filipowski in the second round.
Yeah, he dropped as well.
Do you know why he dropped?
No.
Good, I can fill you in on the drama.
Oh,
So, Kyle Filipowski had a girlfriend that is 28, and he's 19, 20?
What the?
And they started dating when he was in high school. So he was groomed by this Mormon girl.
What the hell?
Yeah, so now he's estranged from his family because of the whole situation. And yeah, he was groomed by this Mormon girl, and he goes to Mormon country in Utah. So that's why it's
That's weird as fuck.
it's tough. But yeah, apparently that's why he fell so far in the draft.
That's
because
weird as fuck.
in interviews, like it was a big allegation, and teams were asking about it, and he was uncomfortable answering why he's estranged from his family and answering questions about his girlfriend.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, so that's a weird subplot on why he, was dropping in the draft. So, yeah, but I really like Kyle Filipowski. I think he's a really good player.
Yeah, he'll
I
be
think
solid.
that
He'll
the
be
Bucks
good for them.
should have drafted him.
That would have been a great fit for the Bucks.
Yeah, I thought that's who they were going to go with. Or even in the second round, they had the chance to draft him, and they didn't. So, Kyle fell, and I really like him. So the Jazz get 3 good draft picks. I think they hit on all their draft picks.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. Suns got Ryan Dunn. I was always drafting him in Suns rebuild, so I like the fit there a lot. Just come in, be a menace defensively, rim protect, do your thing.
Yeah, I don't really have too much of an opinion on Ryan Dunn. I think that, like, is it not just going to be, like, the Josh Okogie thing all over again?
Basically, it's like Matisse Thybulle. He's super inefficient. So if the jump shot comes around, he'll be a menace. But elite level defense, but jump shots depends on the jump shot really.
Yeah.
If he can be.
But, like, Josh Okogie is so
player.
good defensively, and, like, the Suns weren't playing players that couldn't shoot in a playoff series. That's why it's like, yeah, his defense is great. But going to a team like the Suns, I don't know if they can really. I don't know. He's also going to be a bit away, so we'll see.
I mean, the other thing is you're only going to be playing minimum players anyways, so.
Yeah, true. So yeah, and then my winners in the draft, I got the Jazz, which we talked about. The Timberwolves, they get Terrence Shannon and Rob Dillingham, who are guys that I think can contribute right away and give a spark off the bench.
Lakers get Bronny.
Did you see the post where, like, what does Bronny call LeBron? Hey, Dad, set a screen.
Pop.
Yeah, probably Pop. It's like, I know that people were hating on it, and I kind of am too, because, like, people are hating on Bronny. I seen the headline was like, Rich Paul is telling teams not to draft him. Bronny is forcing his way to the Lakers, which I don't think that's any of Bronny's doing.
No, it's not.
Honestly.
And
no, I think that he's getting a bad rap because of things his agent is controlling. So.
Yeah, and I mean, they got him at 55, so it's fine for the Lakers. It's not like he's going to get a whole lot of PT anyways. Like, if anything, he'll get a max of, like, 10 per game, and I don't even know if he'll get that, to be honest. But,
I don't think he will, because they weren't playing Jalen Hood, and Jalen Hood they drafted high.
Yeah.
So.
Lakers still
even
have
though he's
moves.
ass.
Lakers still have a lot of moves to make in the offseason, so.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, yeah, they do, but this was a really good start. Gabe to connect, which is, I think, the pick of the draft.
Yeah.
And then you get Bronny, which, I mean, is just really cool. And then,
bring in D-Wade as an assistant coach.
Bryce James.
For real, draft.
2 years, man.
2 more years, LeBron.
Yeah, I seen that LeBron was gonna sign like a 2-year or a 2 or 3 year contract. This might be his last contract, but we'll see how that goes. 39, so we'll see. He's like, hurry it up, kids! I need to get out of here.
For real. And then he's got to wait around for Zuri to become a WNBA player.
Oh my god. They'll have a whole reality show. It'll be like the Ball family. The James. Yeah. And then you got the Wizards who, they got the highest upside guy in the draft. They got Bub Carrington. And they also got Keyshawn George, who's a good pick. So, I think they're a big winner.
They'll be in the Cooper Flag.
And then the Spurs get Castle.
They'll be in the Cooper Flag stakes. Do you think the Spurs
are
going to be in a similar position next year? Or how much improvement do you actually see coming from them?
I honestly wouldn't mind them holding out for 1 more year.
And now, I think that's kind of the direction they're leaning as well.
Do you think so?
I think partially.
Yeah, I think the fans are like, you can win right now with Wemby, but like the West is so stacked, and the next year's draft, if it's as good as people are saying, I am holding out for 1 more year.
Yeah.
I'm telling Wemby, this is just one more year, and then we're never gonna lose a game again.
Just wait until we got
You know?
Cooper Flag next to you, Wemby.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, so that's what I think. Losers of the draft, I have the Pistons. Um, you know,
Story of their
Pistons,
life.
Pistons and Hornets. Not that like it's just the players they picked for them. Like the players individually, I'm not low on. It's just their fit with those teams. I don't see many avenues where they succeed with those teams.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't like the fit. And I think that's mostly what the draft is getting guys who, have good skills already, and you see avenues for them to improve, but also drafting fit.
Yeah, that they
So,
fit next to you so that they can be at their best and develop their best.
yeah, can they be themselves? I think you need to draft a player to a position where they can be themselves, which is why I like the Timberwolves pick as well. He can just be Rob Dillingham can be himself, and he doesn't have to, he doesn't have to be someone that he's not.
Yeah.
And then I think the Thunder are kind of losers too for the Topic pick, just because, not that, again, I really like Topic, but I think the fit is not good.
Yeah.
Um,
I just think they're fine with him missing the season, and they'll kind of worry about it more then. So, yeah, I don't know. It's okay, I guess, but yeah, I just am concerned about the opportunity he's going to get next season.
do what they really should have done. They should have traded with the Grizzlies, man. Get up to 9, get Cody Williams, and then the Grizzlies would have still got Eden at 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like throw an extra first, an extra 2. Like just get Cody Williams, man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. And then the Bucks are another loser because who the fuck is AJ Johnson?
Damn.
Nah, AJ Johnson's the new Jaylen Brown, bro.
The new Jaylen Brown, but that was a different level of hate.
Yeah. No, AJ Johnson. What did I say? Did I say AJ Johnson?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. I thought I said his name wrong. No, okay. His name's AJ Johnson, I believe. Yes. He is not good. He averaged 3 points per game in a development league. Like, his skill set is similar to Jalen Hood-Schifino. Oh, yeah, that's Raps. That's Raps.
Damn.
That's Raps.
What did we, what were there any important trades that happened? I'm trying to remember. Not to, like, draft related, before the draft.
I mean, we didn't talk about Mikal.
Oh,
but,
yeah. My account keeps getting locked. What the hell? Oh, Shams.
Oh, Shams.
Quentin Grimes just got traded, by the way.
Yeah,
in
I
case
saw
you didn't
that.
see. Kind of cool
Pistons
pick.
with another.
Kind of cool pickup for
Yeah,
them.
they get
for
some
the
hard
Mavs.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good for the Pistons.
Yeah, I don't know.
How long is left? Because I think he's still got some terms still, right?
I think 2 years, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, like if he. Let's see here. Okay, he's expiring.
Okay.
So.
I guess
that's not as bad as I thought.
I guess
then.
that's good because you're opening up money for next free agency where there's hopefully not. There's actually some decent talent there.
Yeah.
Because this free
true.
agency, there's like nothing.
He's from Michigan. Well, that's where he went to school.
Oh, they got to re-sign him.
He played for the Michigan Wolverines, which I did not know. Yeah, and then what else? Yeah, the Mikal trade. I'm just gonna do a quick rundown. I really like the trade for both sides. I think the Nets get a really good return for a guy that didn't really want to be there, that reports are saying, and for a guy that, they were saying they were going to build around him when the season ended.
Nets got a great return and finally decided to put their ego aside.
They didn't want to. They didn't want to get rid of Mikal, but they seen the writing on the wall. And they do a really good move at getting their draft picks back from the Rockets.
25 and 26, yeah. Yeah, so they've got their pick. They've got their pick 25, 26. They got the Knicks pick 25, 7, 29, and 31. And then the Bucks pick is protected in 28, I think.
Yeah, so you tank for this year's draft, you tank for next year's draft. and then you get two really good high prospects, and then
And then,
you go from there.
and then maybe by
So
then you have an opportunity to pick someone up in free agency.
yeah, so we'll see. So that's really good. And then the Knicks, they get the Nova boy. They give up a lot, but I don't care about
It's okay. They got a
giving up
second
that
round
many
pick
draft
back.
picks. Yeah, exactly. Does that trade happen without the second round pick? That's what you gotta wonder.
The Knicks needed that
Um,
second.
yeah, or else it wasn't going through. That's just like in 2K when you're like, oh,
For
here's
real,
a second,
you
and
throw
then
it
it goes
in.
through.
Like, oh, this trade is much better.
This trade is magical. This will help our franchise a lot.
Yeah, no, great move from the Knicks. They've got they're re-signing OG as well, so Mikhail and OG on the perimeter sounds like hell. Mitchell
Yeah.
Robinson is still there to protect the paint.
For now. I've seen some. I don't know what's gonna happen with
I
the
know.
center position because Hardenstein's a free agent, and I've seen some stuff about Mitchell Robinson trade rumors.
I would
so,
really like to see them get an upgrade there. Not that I don't like Mitchell Robinson, but just like
Mhm.
just a better all around center would be interesting
Yeah.
there. Do you
What's
think?
happening with Julius Randle?
I was gonna say what happens with Julius because I don't know. I don't because I would have really liked the idea of overpaying to bring in Cat there, but now that the Timberwolves just made the conference finals, I don't think they're gonna look to trade Cat now. At least this season.
Yeah. I'm not too sure, but this trade is weird for Julius Randle, the fit now.
I think
Because he can really only play the 4,
Yeah.
which I think like if he could play center for them, I think if he could play small ball 5, I think this trade is a lot better.
OG will run the
but-
small ball 5.
No. No.
I'd run OG at the 5 before I run Randall at the 5.
I'm not running any of them at the 5. I'm just not. But yeah, like we'll see what happens with Randall, just because like it is kind of a logjam there now. Like I honestly think that if they traded Randall, they could improve their team.
Yeah, I mean
Even
they
if they
were.
don't get a guy that's as good back. They made it to the conference finals.
They
without
were.
him.
They were great without him last year, and I think they'll
He
wait
just
to
doesn't
see.
fit.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think they'll wait to see how things kind of look by the deadline, and if they're like, okay, we need to make another move, then they'll trade off Randall. But I think they'll wait out Randall to see how the fit works with the team for now.
Yeah, or they'll see what happens if someone gets Hardenstein.
Yeah.
If someone offers him a big bag, they'll see if maybe they can make a Randall trade to get a replacement there.
Hartenstein, future Oklahoma City Thunder.
I mean, maybe. No, Orlando Magic. They love their Germans.
They don't. They already have like 3 bigs, don't they? Wagner, Badatse, and Wendell.
Yeah, but he's German, and they love their Germans. Last thing, I seen this before we hopped on, but Emmanuel quickly is signing a big contract.
It's like 175?
5 years, 175. Yeah.
What
So
is
that's
that,
like
like
35
35?
million a year.
Yeah. That's not.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, bro. I don't know.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
That's a lot of
NBA
money.
money's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
I
and
really
I'm not-
like them. Yeah.
I like Emmanuel quickly, but I don't know if I don't think I see like the Tyrese Maxey level with Emmanuel quickly. So that's
No, I don't
I
either.
think it's a bit of an overpay. So I don't know. We'll see.
It is. If you're Toronto, though, you really had no choice. But it's
I wouldn't have been opposed to letting him walk. I don't know how I feel about him in the
Really?
future. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he's 25, I guess. I didn't realize he's been in the league for a while. He's 25 now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be like he's good, but I just don't know how much like you're gonna win with him, and especially with their roster and the state it is right now. Like their roster as a whole is just kind of meh.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get a guy like that though for OG and then let him walk though.
That's
the
true.
thing.
That's true.
But like a sign and trade, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's all for this episode. So yeah, so we talked about the draft, talked about some other things, but mostly breaking down the draft. When is free agency?
I think
'Cause
it
lots of people have
starts
already
on.
been signing.
I think it starts on whatever day the 30th is.
It says June 30th.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Really?
I think Sunday's
Okay. Well,
moratorium, or is this maybe this is moratorium. I don't know.
um, the new rules made it so that players can negotiate early.
Yeah, so maybe moratorium is Sunday. I don't know. I know it's for Sundays when it starts.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's all for this episode of the Hoopers Lab podcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you like it, then leave a like and comment. If you're on Spotify, give us 5 stars. And that's all for us now. We'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.
Adios.